Hello and welcome to video number 6, and we're going to talk about a real life example, which is a funnel specifically for abandoned carts. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, when somebody goes to an e-commerce store, for example, and they browse through the store and they add a bunch of things to their cart, and then they land on the add to cart page. Now, a lot of people may purchase, but then some people may go to the add to cart, and for whatever reason, it might be the price, it might be something that they're just not willing to move forward. So in this case, we want to be able to track every part of the step of the funnel, from the beginning to adding the cart to the purchase. And then basically what you want to do is you want to create a custom audience telling Facebook, hey, okay, anybody who lands here and lands here but does not land here, let's add them to a custom audience. So I've created a mind map here, and if you haven't watched the video before this video where I show you where to add the pixels, then I highly recommend that you go back and watch that video. Now, as you can see here, I've created a really basic mind map. So whether you have an e-commerce store or even a sales page, let's say, for example, that you're selling a digital product, an ebook or a video course, and somebody lands on the initial page. So what you want to do is you want to create a view content standard event. And if you watched the video before, that's where I showed you exactly how to create the code. Now, what I can do here is I can pull this notepad up here. And as you can see, this code right here has the view content. And we have this code right here, which is the lead. But in our case, we can do add to cart. So add to cart. So capital A, lowercase dd, capital T, lowercase o, capital C, and then lowercase art. So add to cart, you want to have that like this right here. And then of course you want to have the third pixel, which is a purchase. So we want to copy that and then change where it says add to cart, you want to change that to purchase. So capital P, lowercase urchase. And that's it. So now what we want to do is we want to go to ClickFunnels, go to lead pages, go to your website, and you want to copy that code to the header. So like I said, if you haven't watched the video before this, you need to, because I go over that process. So this right here is the first page, and this is the view content. And if they click add to cart, they get to the order page. Now, bear in mind that most shopping cart systems online will generally allow you to add some sort of tracking pixel on the order page. Now, if they don't allow that, then there is kind of a workaround, but I'm going to talk briefly about this. I'm not going to go into it too much because I don't want to make it too complex. But if there is no option to put an add to cart right here on the order page, then you can use a tracking program. It's called clickmeter.com. Clickmeter.com. And if you go there, basically the site allows you to create tracking URLs. So you can take a URL, let's say for example this page. You can take that URL and then you can create a tracking link. And within that tracking link, you can embed the add to cart pixel code. So let's just put this down on paper here. So if there is no option to put the Facebook pixel add to cart on the order page, then you can use ClickMeter. ClickMeter basically takes the URLs and it allows you to embed a Facebook pixel code. So this is kind of a workaround because, back in the day when this wasn't offered, you just couldn't put anything, use that. But ClickMeter enabled that option, which is very, very convenient, especially if pages don't allow you to put the tracking code on their page. And that can be the case for some payment processors or even shopping carts. Okay, so that's the basis of it. And then, of course, we have add to cart, and then we have purchase. And then, like I said, you have these 3 pages, so 1, 2, and 3. Now you want to basically create a custom audience that says, if somebody lands on this page, so kind of think of some logic here. If then this happens. If somebody lands on here, which everybody lands on here, and then some people click on add to cart, and for whatever reason, they decided not to go here, we want to add them into custom audience. And the reason why is custom audience is basically a segment of people who have taken a certain action. So you can say, okay, people who have landed on this page, but they have not landed on this page, let's put them into a segment. And then whenever you do your ads in the future, you can say, okay, so anybody who's in this custom audience, let's show them this discount coupon. So for whatever reason, you'll see a lot of companies will use abandoned cart discounts. So if somebody added to this, but they haven't purchased, a lot of the reason could be price. So you could give them a 10% off coupon, and you can do it via here. Now, we're not going to get down deep into the Facebook ads or anything like that, because this course is all about tracking in pixels. But the bottom line is most of you will have a page or pages, and then you'll have add to cart, and then you'll have purchase. Now you might be thinking, okay, what's the difference between this and the next video where we talk about the purchase funnel? The next video we're going to talk about, okay, after they purchase, what can you do next? Maybe we want to show an ad specifically to people who purchased, or how do we figure out what they purchased if we have multiple products kind of thing. All right, so with that said, let's move on to the next video.